SSC 2025. The scientific and systemic concern. The results of SSC and equivalent examinations are out, and the number are startling. Over 32% of students have failed, and only around 10% of students achieved an A+. These numbers are not just statistical, they tell a deeper story, a story that raises questions about fairness, systemic integrity, and validity. Let's break this down. In any statistic distribution of exam performance, a small percentage, around 10%, should do exceptionally well. Another small percentage, around 10%, might do very poorly, and majority, about 18%, should fall somewhere in the middle. So, around 10% students who do exceptionally well and around 10% students who failing would make statistically sense. But when 32% students fail, it breaks the curve. You cannot have scientifically normal distribution where only 10% students are at the top and 3 times more at the bottom. So the real questions begin. Is this the failure of the students, or this is the failure of the system, or the students have failed that they never were taught, or they were simply not taught that they were supposed to be taught? Here are the contradictions. If the system is flawed, how did 10% manage to score A+, and how did 60% nearly pass? This suggests a polarized education. So, the next step is to disaggregate the results. Where did the failing students come from? Which school or regions are underperforming? Which institutions are producing A+? Once we see the data, we can begin to understand. Is this an issue inequity in education delivery? Are certain schools are left behind with no real teacher, no trained teacher, or no resources? Is the curriculum misaligned with the exam? But most importantly, the result tells us something else. The state appetite, if unchecked, can manipulate expectations, narrative, and outcome. This is not just an education issue, this is a systemic issue. Let's not blame the students. Let's not just jump to conclusion. Instead, let's ask, what went wrong? Where did it go wrong? And how do we fix it? Then we are able to build a system where performance reflects preparation, not politics.